I have a huge family. I mean, cousins everywhere you turn, brothers, uncles, nieces, and even now a few nephews, and some of the best friends who have extended my family that a girl could ask for. My family is so large that when I married my children's father, my entire guest list was family with the exception of 2 people. We are loud and crazy fun and dysfunctional at times, but all that aside, we have some great heritage and roots. My grandfather was one of the most amazing people this world has ever seen, and when anyone in this family sees a mighty oak tree or an airplane, we all think of him immediately. His mother's name was Grace, and while I was in the stage of my life when I was naming babies, had I had another girl, her middle name would have been Grace. I am lucky enough now to have a niece who was given that name. I never really knew the tradition of this name. However, when I heard the story, it really stuck with me. Not much for me to do with it now, as I never had that next baby girl, right up until a life coach I was working with challenged me to act with Grace. That was in the last 30 seconds of a coaching call we were having, so I really didn't have a chance to ask a lot of follow-up questions of her, only myself. She didn't even know about my maternal great-grandmother at the time, nor the engagement ring that I happened to wear, as it had been recently handed down to me after the death of my grandmother. Act with grace, huh? I'm graceful. I don't trip often. I can rock a pair of high heels like it's nobody's business. But that's not what this challenge was about. This was about being able to quietly be strong without having to tell everyone what I needed them to know. To allow my actions to speak louder than my words, and to put the energy I was desiring from others into the world rather than waiting for it to find me. So here's what I found. I wanted to be heard. Everyone wants to be heard. So I started listening to people, asking questions of them, not to be nosy, but so that they could talk and be listened to. It's amazing to me how often people aren't accustomed to being listened to and how awkward it is for them. Very often what I hear, "You don't really want to hear this, do you?" Or, "You aren't really listening to me babble like this on and on, are you?" Yes, I am, and it's okay. I'm here to listen to you. Listening to my kids ramble on and on about their day the first few times after I took this challenge had a whole new meaning. My colleagues talking about balancing their day with their kids at home. My mom and her demanding social life, but as a new widow, or my girlfriends when they confide in me as I ask them to do. I didn't need to fix their problems or have a solution for them, but I did need to be present in the situation with my entire self, something I have to practice out with all of the distractions of my normal hectic life. Social media, cell phones, busy restaurants. I did need to put them before me, and that is hard to do when you are overwhelmed and not sure what to do next or how to take on one more thing. And I did need to take care of myself, to listen to myself. I needed quiet time away from the world. I needed relationships that were true to both parties. And most certainly, great wine. Only then can I be present for all the places in my life that I had an opportunity to be graceful. My kids, my job, my family. This is how I can give back to my environment personally and professionally. For me, this challenge didn't have an ending. It's something that I often challenge others to do, including some of the young people in my life that I mentor. We are taught so young to have the right answer in fear of being wrong on a test or doing the wrong thing. If we are putting enough of ourselves out in the world gracefully, then the people around us will see the true version of us for what we are capable of contributing, not if we are right or wrong. That's where a journey takes us, not where we are right now with no view of the future in sight. For our young people, that is so short-sighted, in my opinion. Be grounded. Take a walk. Go on an adventure. Read a book. Hold hands. Eat great food. Drink great wine. Ride a horse. Just do it with all the grace that you have. Happy raining.